Welcome back, students. This is Dr. Mercado speaking. We are continuing with Chapter 6, which deals with analyzing and journalizing payroll. Welcome to Accounting 1329, Payroll and Business Tax Accounting. In this lecture, we are going to be continuing with some journal entries. Problem 6.9 deals once again with continuing practicing the journalization of the payment of wages and the payroll taxes. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump over to problem 6.9. Now this problem has more information included than the prior problem we worked on, okay? So every problem that you see will have varying information, different information that we need to apply to the problem, okay? Let me delete my date column because they don't give us any dates, okay? So that way we can have more space for my description. There we go, okay? Okay, so what does problem 6.9 read? So it says the employees of Pelter Company earn wages of $12,000 for the 2 weeks ending April the 12th. Okay? Federal income taxes of $260 were withheld. The entire amount of wages is subject to FICA taxes, but only $9,800 is taxable under the federal and state unemployment compensation laws. Okay? The state contribution rate of the employer is 2.9%. All employees are subject to state unemployment contributions of 0.5% on the April 12 taxable wages of $9,800, and the employees' contributions are to be deducted by the employer. So we have to journalize the payment of the wages and record the payroll taxes, assuming that the contributions of the employer and the employees are recorded in one account, due to taxes payable. Okay? So in this particular case, we have a company. We've got employees, and in total, they've earned $12,000 for the paycheck, okay, for this pay period, okay? Out of the $12,000 of wages, only $9,800 are subject to federal and state unemployment tax, okay? So the calculations have already been done for you, and they're telling you, okay, we have some employees that have gone over the limits. Now, this is what you're going to pay federal and state unemployment taxes on, okay? $9,800, okay? Now, remember, the FUTA and SUTA taxes are usually assessed to the employer. In this particular case, we were working in a company that assesses state unemployment taxes on their employees. So the employee has to contribute 0.5%. Remember, that is a rare case. There's very few states that actually assess state unemployment taxes on their employees, okay? I guess this is one of the states where that is occurring, okay? So we're going to begin first with the recording the payroll, the payment of the wages, okay? So we're going to record the payment of the wages. We always begin with our wages expense account, and we titled it just simply wages, because I don't want to confuse you. So it should be wages expense, but in this book they just use wages. Okay, so how much did my employees earn this pay period? Okay, according to the problem provided, my employees made $12,000. So that's going to be a debit of $12,000 to my wages expense account. Okay, now I need to deduct from my employees' paychecks all of the corresponding taxes. Okay, so the first tax that we're going to deduct is my FICA taxes for OASDI. Okay, and remember, we put it into a payable because that is money that is owed to a third party. Okay, so we need to segregate them depending on the type of tax. That way we can be able to pay the corresponding taxing entity. Okay, so we're going to put our money that we deduct for OASDI into my FICA taxes payable OASDI. Okay, and for purposes of our tax calculation, we're going to get the entire amount of our wages times my OASDI rate of 6.2%. Okay, and let's see what that gives us. 12,000 times 6.2%. That gives me $744. Okay, so that is going to be a withholding. Remember, anytime that you have the word payable, that's a liability account. My normal balance is a credit. Okay. The next thing that we have to withhold is my HI. Okay. So my HI is going to be on the $12,000 times my 1.45%. Okay, and let's see what that gives us. I have 12,000 times 1.45%. That gives me $174. Okay. We also have to deduct the employee's federal income tax. Okay. And we're putting it into a payable. Okay. Now that amount is given to you in the problem. We have federal income taxes of $260. Okay. Now in this problem, we have an additional tax that we didn't have in the prior problem. In this problem, we have a company that is working in a state where the employee also has to contribute into the state unemployment tax. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our SUTA taxes payable. Okay. And the amount of the tax is, now we have to remember, it says here that only $9,800 is taxable under federal and state unemployment compensation laws. So I'm going to pay state unemployment taxes on $9,800. Yes, I did earn $12,000, but for FUTA and SUTA purposes, I'm only going to pay taxes on $9,800. Okay. So I'm going to get my $9,800, and the rate for the employee is 0.5%. That is given to you in the problem as well. Okay. So we have 9,800 times 0.5%. That gives me $49. Okay. So now that I've got all of my deductions, this is what I'm going to take out of my employees' paychecks for OASDI, HI, federal income tax, and SUTA. I can calculate how much I'm actually going to pay out in cash. Okay. So to do that, I'm going to get my total wages of $12,000 minus my $744 minus my $174 minus my $260 minus my $49. That will give me my cash amount of $10,773. So this is the amount that my employees are actually taking home. They earned $12,000. They're taking home $10,773, and these are the deductions that we're going to process from their paycheck. Okay. So this is what the employee is going to pay. This is a portion of taxes the employee is liable for. Now we're going to go and we're going to do the entry for the payroll taxes. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to debit our payroll taxes. And remember, this is an expense account. I don't know the amount of my payroll taxes as of yet, so I'm going to leave that blank. And I'm going to start calculating the taxes that the employer has to pay. Okay. So the employer has to pay FICA taxes payable. Okay, we're going to put that into our payable for OASDI. And we have the $12,000 times my 6.2%. Remember, for OASDI and the HI, both the employee and the employer have to pay the same amount. Okay, so that's going to give me $744. The employer also has to pay FICA taxes, and we're going to put it into the payable for HI. That's going to be $12,000 times my 1.45%. Okay, and that's going to give me $174. Okay. Now the employer also has to pay FUTA taxes. Okay, so we're going to put that into my FUTA taxes payable. Okay, and the amount of my, remember, we are to pay FUTA and SUTA taxes on the $9,800. Okay, very important. $9,800 is taxable under federal and state unemployment. Okay, very important. So make sure that you use that amount that is referenced, that is taxable for federal and state unemployment. So we have $9,800, and my rate for FUTA is 0.6%. Okay. So we're going to go ahead, sorry about that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get our calculator, 9,800 times 0.6%, and that'll give me a tax of $58.80. Okay. And the employer also has to pay SUTA taxes, okay, on the $9,800, and my state unemployment rate provided in the problem is 2.9%. Remember that for SUTA, the rate varies by state and a whole bunch of other factors such as how many people have filed for unemployment and all of this, a whole bunch of other components. Okay. In this case, the rate is given at 2.9%. Okay. So we have 9,800 times 2.9%. And that gives me 284.20. Okay. So remember, FUTA is used to administer the federal and state program. SUTA is used to actually pay out benefits. That's the money that's going into your reserve account for unemployment benefits. That is the money that is actually utilized if you send people to unemployment and they file for unemployment and they get unemployment. The money that is used to pay those unemployment benefits are coming from your SUTA account. Okay, so the money is being put into your state unemployment tax reserve account. Okay, so we have 284.20 there. Okay, so those are the 4 taxes that the employer has to pay. Okay, we're going to add them together. We've got 744 for OASDI, 174 for HI, 5880 for FUTA, and 284.20 for SUTA. So the amount of my payroll taxes is 1261. Now that I know that, I can plug that into my payroll taxes expense account right here. And just like I explained before, I like to make sure that I didn't do a typo or any mistake of any type. I like to make sure that my debits always equal my credits. Okay, that way I have peace of mind that I am in balance. Okay, if your debits don't equal your credits, then you made a mistake somewhere. You need to go back and fix it. Okay, so as you can see here, this one's a little bit more, provided a little bit more information because in the payment of wages, the employees also had to pay a portion of the SUTA, which they didn't have to in the prior problem. Okay, all of the calculations are included. All of the tax rates have been previously covered in prior chapters, so you should be familiar by now. What is your OASDI rate, your HI rate, your rate, your FUTA limits? All of that has been previously covered. Okay. If you're not very familiar, please go back to prior chapters and review that information. Okay. So that is it for exercise 6-9. If you have questions or concerns, please send me a Blackboard message or an email and I will be more than glad to assist you. Please read the chapter carefully. Make sure that you complete all of your assignments by the established deadlines. And that is it for today. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Make sure that you stay focused, stay organized, manage your time to ensure you get everything that you need to during the specified weeks completed. Okay, have a wonderful day and until next time. Bye-bye.